Khalil Mack returns. To the Chargers? The Dodgers' rotation becomes clearer thanks to potential injuries, and the free agent market may give a pathway for a Rams' long-term future at quarterback. Good morning. I'm James, and this is your daily dose of sports and snark for the greatest sports city in the world, Los Angeles. This is the faithful Angelenos Morning Report. It is March 3rd, 2026. We're still in Ann Arbor, Michigan for a couple of more days to work. On the international front, here's some sports news. Iran said it might not come over for the World Cup. You think? But hey, who am I to know about the affairs of the international scene? I know about LA, and if you like being in the know about LA sports, clickety-clack the like button. Clickety-clack the subscribe button. There's a notification bell. Hit that. It'll let you know when we drop an update. Sharing is caring. Let people know we exist. And by all means, comment as I get rid of the fluff. Now, before we go through the news and notes, a very quick look at the scoreboard. Clippers 114, Golden State 101. Kawhi Leonard dropped 23. And Colorado 4, Kings 2. DJ Smith's debut as the Kings interim coach went about as well as expected. Meanwhile, today, New Orleans is at the Lakers at 7:30, and 9th-ranked Nebraska is at UCLA at 8. For all the grief that we give Mick Cronin, the Bruins are still 16 of their last 17 at Pauley Pavilion, and that includes wins over other top 10 teams, such as Purdue and Illinois. So, with that out of the way, what do you say we get to the news? Khalil Mack made the Chargers happy for about half a second when he said he would play this season in the NFL. So, that's kind of a buzzkill. The edge rusher announced that he's not retiring, but this time around, the Chargers are just another suitor. A surefire Hall of Famer, Mack posted 36.5 sacks, including a career-high 17 in 2023, along with 161 tackles and 13 forced fumbles in 4 years with the Bolts. Now, unlike other Charger players, for example, Joey Bosa, Mack was durable. He played in at least 16 games in his first 3 seasons. He only played 12 last year after a freak elbow injury up in Las Vegas. The fact that Mack said nothing in the report, nothing, about the Chargers should make your blood run a little cold, because there are any number of reasons for his desire to no longer be monogamous, to stay true to the powder blue. He's 35 and playing year to year, and you could argue that, like Taylor Swift in her 20s, Khalil Mack is acting like he wants a 304 phase. This could be about him getting a golden parachute and not committing to the Chargers, being so coy as a way to start a bidding war. It could also definitely be about ring chasing. Maybe he doesn't see the Bolts as legit contenders. And it could also be something that we discussed on this channel just 2 days ago, that a players' poll gave Jim Harbaugh one of the lowest grades as an NFL head coach. That former Chargers defensive coordinator Jesse Minter was graded A+. In other words, Mack might actually be thinking, my play caller in LA was top-notch and made playing for Harbaugh tolerable. Understand, I'm not trying to say that Mack is gone. I mean, who the hell wouldn't want Mack? What I am saying is that you have 2 Charger pass rushers, Mack and the other Odafe Oweh, in the free agent market. Oweh, being the younger talent, stands to get the larger check. So, one theory that we've been kicking around to keep the Bolts pass rush functional this offseason is draft a rookie edge rusher and have him learn the game with Tuli Tuipulotu and Mack. Because when Tuipulotu was a rookie, he leaned on Mack and Joey Bosa. Should Mack leave, you are now engaging in a full-blown bidding war just to maintain your pass rush. Just like you're trying to upgrade the interior offensive line. So this could sting a little. I'm not saying the Chargers are sunk, but this could line up to be a really painful offseason. Let me know what you think in the comments thread. Meanwhile, with the Dodgers, Gavin Stone has been sidelined. Dave Roberts softened the language, of course, saying Stone has been paused due to a setback in his surgically repaired shoulder. It's probably eliminating him from joining the six-man roto at the start of the year. We mentioned yesterday anyway that The Athletic is reporting the Dodgers plan on Emmett Sheehan and Justin Robleski on the back end of the roto. It just wasn't etched in stone. Landon Knack and Kyle Hurt could still rally. Furthermore, and this is the thing that really blows me away about the Dodger depth, even had Stone not made the rotation, he could have gone to long relief, which would have put Ben Kasparius in jeopardy of not making the club at all. And if you watch the Dodgers regularly, you know how valuable Kasparius was last year. That's how deep they are. And the more I've been thinking about it, because believe you me, it's breathtaking how deep this team is. There's one other thing I want to say about this, because one of the major talking points about a potential work stoppage after the season and a salary cap, the narrative is, oh, the Dodgers will have to get rid of all their great players. I'm not sure that's the case. See, what I see is it would eat away at all the contingency plans that the Dodgers have with their pitching staff. They have so many pitchers because they know with the way that these pitchers are coached, half of the staff is going to need a 3D printed arm by the All-Star break. So you get a salary cap coming in, and the pitching depth has to get drained. There's your issue. The Dodgers would have to change the way that they coach pitching. Finally, with the Dodgers, former infielder Chase Utley has joined the franchise as a special assistant to Andrew Friedman. The following is where I admit I might have to wear a tinfoil hat. I don't want to. The edges would scrape into my scalp. I've been saying for weeks that when the Rams pick at either 13 or in the late 20s, they will likely have their choice of any quarterback after Fernando Mendoza. It's a bad draft class for quarterbacks. Totally acknowledge that. But you could take whoever you see as the second best quarterback and develop them for a year or so behind Matthew Stafford, behind Jimmy Garoppolo, and under the direct tutelage not just of Sean McVay, but of Cliff Kingsbury. This matters because very few rookie quarterbacks swim when they get thrown into the deep end of the pool. You've seen it over and over. Team drafts a rookie, they immediately start him, and the guy flames. Because the difference between college and NFL is light years away. And then the team cuts the guy after 2 to 3 years. And then they start the process over again, rinse, wash, repeat. I have another reason to suspect the Rams choose a quarterback. I think that there are quarterback-needy teams outside of Las Vegas. And they're saying to themselves, well, yeah, maybe we risk everything on drafting a quarterback again. Or maybe we dip into the free agency market, which includes Aaron Rodgers, Malik Willis, Kyler Murray, Tua Tagovailoa, Kirk Cousins, and Geno Smith. Not that they're all amazeballs, but if you have talent around them, take Atlanta, for example. Do the Falcons trust Michael Penix anymore? Because if not, you could take any one of those quarterbacks with that running game and their wide receivers and see what you have. It might be better than a rookie quarterback. So those other teams theoretically could sign those guys for much cheaper, use the extra cap space to build around. And what does that do? It takes the second best quarterback, Ty Simpson, and all of a sudden he falls instead of going 2 or 3. Just a theory. Feel free to send me all the tinfoil you got. I get it. I want Angel City FC to be good. But for their 4 years of existence, they have been the hottest of garbage. And yet, all you hear about them are positive reports. It doesn't matter how craptacular the on-field product is. It doesn't matter all the controversies that happen around the franchise. All you hear are these glowing reports. Do you want to know why Angel City FC continues to get such fawning coverage from a slobbering American press corps? Well, because every so often the American journalistic class will produce a pile of turd that reeks so bad and is piled sky high that actor Jeff Goldblum looks back on that one scene in Jurassic Park and he's like, good Lord, again? And when it is that bad, it makes you lead to why such bad journalism is practiced. Headline, USA Today Sports, quote, Angel City started as a local football club. It changed women's sports. Just a local football club, right? Just in a little tiny bucolic township known as Los Angeles, you know, where all the locals leave the door unlocked at night. But how? Exactly how did Angel City FC change women's sports? Because it damn sure ain't by playing winning soccer. Say whatever you want about the politics of Megan Rapinoe. She won. Same for Hope Solo. Wouldn't want to hang out with her. She won. But I am supposed to believe that being a perennial loser inspires legions of women and girls on all 4 corners of the globe. Second headline, Angel City FC's rise from a bold idea to a powerhouse in women's sports. What was the bold idea, guys? Was it bringing back a player who damn near died of a heart attack during a game? Was that the bold idea? Was egregiously breaking the NWSL salary cap a bold idea? Maybe having an original ownership group that hated each other so much that they fractured and split in less than 3 years. Was that the bold idea? Never won a single playoff game. So I'm skimming over these multiple stories, these delusional, mushroom-induced stupors disguised as thoughtful sports journalism. After all, USA Today fancies itself as the nation's newspaper. And I ask myself, who would write this trash and why? And that's when I learned the author is Wendy Naugle. Wendy Naugle is not a sports writer. Wendy Naugle is the executive editor of entertainment at USA Today. The entertainment page. What does that tell you? That she wrote multiple articles on the greatness of the 12th best team in a 16-team league because she is shamelessly kissing the ass of the new owner, Bob Iger, who happens to run Disney. In other words, not Ms. Naugle, if you want access to one of the biggest entertainment corporations in the world, hype my garbage soccer team. Keep my team looking gorgeous in the public eye, even when we know we're not going to win. And that is how the journalism game is played, folks. After that rant, I just want to let you know USC football opens spring practice today. But you let me know what you think in the comments thread. Talk to me about what you think is going to happen with Khalil Mack. For that matter, how do you see the Dodger pitching staff working out? Because that tends to be the big question in the quest for a three-peat. And if you enjoyed this update, don't forget to subscribe to Faithful Angelenos. We're talking LA sports every single day. Thank you for watching. I'm James, and we'll be back tomorrow. Faithful Angelenos is a Kian Cortel Queso production. Take care.